Okay, Detroit's explanation of Toyota's success. So the next paragraph, this is going to be boring because it's my thoughts. Okay, I'm Detroit now, I'm talking. I'm angry because we have this competitor coming to our shores and it's threatening our way of life. The Japanese culture is ideal for driving efficiency and quality. Their employees care about the future of the company. They work hard without close supervision. They can be relied upon to pay close attention to their work. What are we supposed to do with these lazy American workers? We have no chance. We have no ability as leaders of the organization and designers of the system to have an impact. We're at the mercy of these dumb, lazy American workers. That was the attitude, or the excuse. We are saddled with a militant union that demands more and gives less. They hold the proverbial gun to our heads, demanding pay, vacation, and benefits while their performance declines. Our performance as a company is not totally within our control. We need government tariffs on Japan to protect our market. Very common thought. Do some of you believe that? If you do, you got to change your thinking here. At the time of GM's plant closure in '84, we talked about this last class, but a little bit more detail. The employees were considered, and this is the Fremont, California assembly plant, the employees were considered the worst workforce in the automotive industry in the United States, according to the United Auto Workers. This isn't the company. This is the union saying these workers are the worst. They're not just GM, Ford, Chrysler, and GM. They're pathetic. They're terrible. The union was saying this. It was that bad. The United Motor Manufacturing Incorporated, Nummi, was an automobile manufacturing company in Fremont, California, jointly owned by General Motors and Toyota that opened it. The factory which Nummi took over was built by General Motors and operated by them from '62 to '82. So this was a large assembly plant in the General Motors company. By the way, that's the Tesla plant now. Same plant. The idea of reopening the plant emerged from the need that GM had to build high-quality and profitable small cars, and then the need of Toyota had to start building cars in the United States as a requirement due to the possibility of import restrictions by Congress. Remember, the automotive people are saying, you got to protect us. They got people that care. We don't. We got to protect our industry. So these tariffs were a real threat. So Toyota would love nothing more than to come over here and start building cars. Once they get integrated in our system, it's kind of hard to throw them out because a lot of jobs are at stake. They're smart about that. Nummi. Employees drank alcohol on the job, were frequently absent, enough so that production lines couldn't be started, and even committed petty acts of sabotage, such as putting Coke bottles inside door panels. I would have said beer bottles. I think that would have been better. More. Coke bottles inside door panels so that they'd rattle and annoy the customer. In other words, they're sabotaging the quality of their own company. In spite of the history and reputation, when Nummi reopened the factory for production in '84, most of the troublesome GM workforce was rehired. And I think I read where Toyota kind of wanted it that way. Give us those lousy, lazy, belligerent union members of yours, and we'll show you how to run a plant. The workforce was rehired with some sent to Japan to learn the Toyota production system. Workers who made the transition identified the emphasis on quality and teamwork by Toyota management as what motivated the change in their work ethic. By December of '84, the first car, a yellow Chevy Nova, rolled off the assembly line. Almost right away, the Nummi factory was producing cars with as few defects per 100 as those produced in Japan. Almost right away. And became the best performing GM plant in the company, with lousy, lazy union workers. So that's not what it was. That was the scapegoat for an inferior system that they were running. And no offense to them about the inferior system. When a new system comes along, you just don't adapt to it. But it would be a good idea to at least recognize they have a superior system and work to fix it. And they did. They did, because they did the joint venture. It was not the inferior, it was the inferior mass production system. That's why it was the worst performing plant in the system. Do you think that we have inferior mass production systems in the state of Alabama now? They're everywhere. Great opportunity for you as industrial engineers. But although you'll have trouble, I mean, if you're not in a position of authority of implementing these things, because sometimes they're counter to the goals and objectives of the organization. Sometimes, always.